Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you've never been here before. Don't know what I just did with my hands there, but today we are doing a demo review, swatches, all that beautiful stuff on the brand new Kylie Cosmetics Blue Honey palette. And I also bought two of the new Velvets, which I have Vibe and Heat. Okay guys, so not much to say in the intro. I have my base down, I have eyebrows, primer, foundation, I have concealer, powder, and I also did a little bit of cream bronzer. That's all I have on my face so far. Also my eyes are primed, duh. So yeah, we're gonna get into this. I'm gonna do a full-on look with this, and I'm gonna swatch these two, although I don't think these are actually gonna look good with this look, but I'm gonna swatch them for you so you guys can see. I feel like I'm talking a lot here and I'm already getting out of breath. But if you guys are new here, I post 3 videos a week and usually 1 weekly vlog as well. So if you want to see those, you should definitely subscribe down below. And yeah, let's just, you know what, let's just get right on into it. Okay, so I have Vibe and I have Heat. They are the 2 more orangey shades. I think this packaging is so cute. It says Kylie in velvet now. It's awesome. Like, it's double-sided, like, you know, so when you put 2 together, it says Kylie. Also, I'm obsessed with the packaging of this palette. On the back, we have that honey drip, which I think is so cute. And it also is like raised and a lot smoother than the rest of the palette. And then when you open it up, it has like that honeycomb pattern. You might have seen 5 million videos on this already, but you're gonna watch another one. I was so in love with this palette when I saw it. Like, I think one of the reasons I love it is because it is a neutral palette, but then it has like these greenish bluish grays. Like, they're not these crazy greens, they're not these crazy blues. They're these kind of muted down colors with a little bit of a gray undertone. I don't know, I just love it. People really want to come fast and compare this to the Kathleen Light's Dream Street palette, which let me show you guys them side by side. Okay, so as I was saying, people really came fast to compare these two and say that Kylie just blatantly copied this palette. And I can't get it open. And while I will say there are very similar colors in this, this is a more gray navy blue, and this is a more like shimmery, darker gray navy blue. These are definitely more green blues, like these have a lot more green in them. And I would say, listen, I love both. You guys know how much I love ColourPop, especially Kathleen Light. She's one of my favorite YouTubers. She's one of the first people I started watching way back when. So this is such an amazing palette, and ColourPop palettes truly are my favorite palettes out there. Like, they're so great. But I'm so excited to try this. Like, this shade right here has my eye. This shade has my eye. This shade is, I mean, that shade's doing things. It's doing things. There's not a shade in this palette I won't use, which I think really strikes me as like a new beautiful palette to my collection. There's a hair on my nose. So the difference I see between these palettes is there is a few shades in this palette that I won't use. I don't love this like hot pinky red, but that's just not my jam. I don't want to bash this palette at all. I'm obsessed with this palette. You guys should buy this palette if you haven't already. You guys know I love it so much, but I just wanted to kind of like touch on that controversy. And also, people are like picking these shades and comparing them to ones in the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. I think that is so dumb. Like, so dumb. And even Jaclyn Hill like tweeted back at that thing, whoever said it, and was like, there's only so many colors you can create in the lab. They're going to look similar to other palettes, especially the last 5 years. Eyeshadow palettes weren't really like a big thing until the last 5 years, but every company has created like 10 palettes plus since then, like 15 palettes plus since then. So there's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of palettes on the market. So there's bound to be so many similar shades out there. I think it's so dumb, but I've talked a lot and I apologize. Let's just get on to the demo. So this palette actually retails for $38, which is slightly cheaper than the previous, what are these called? The 9-pan palettes. They used to retail for $42. And then she started putting a mirror in them, but then this one doesn't have a mirror and it retails for $38. Don't really know the whole thought process on that. I love the fact that she started putting a mirror in them. You guys know, if you've been around for a long time, you know that the bronze palette is my all-time favorite palette, like top 2, 3, 4 favorite palettes. And I love that she put a mirror in it. I bought myself a new one, in fact, because I loved it so much and it had a mirror. But I'm kind of bummed that this doesn't, but it's not the end of the world. I totally understand. Maybe these were in production well before she started putting, you know, who knows? I don't know. But because it doesn't have a palette, I'm gonna use this huge mirror from the Marc Jacobs Tantric Bronzer. And you know what? Let's see. I have a vision. It could go horribly wrong, and I really hope it doesn't. But I'm going to start off with a really light dusting of this shade down here, which I believe is called Busy Bee. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's Busy Bee. Busy Bee, not Busy Bee. So I'm going to like really tap it off. I want something super light, and this is gonna go high like in the transition area so that we can really start off with a nice transition shade. That's really pretty. Ooh, this is coming off so far exactly how I should have zoomed you guys in. I'm sorry. Let's do that now. Hi, we're closer. What I was saying is this is really coming off exactly what I wanted this transition shade to look like. It's a really pretty warm toned brown with the pinky undertones, but it's like not a pink. And I love that. I love how it looks on my lid right now. Okay, and just to kind of like blend it out, make it look super seamless up there, I'm gonna take this like muted cream color shade in the shade Raw, I believe. I wish she would just put the shade names like under. Anyways, I'm just sweeping this through that line like we have on top to just make it super smooth. Okay, now I'm going to take this shade right up here. Well, it's actually on the bottom of the palette, so right down there. And this is called Honeymoon. These so far are blending like a dream and very pigmented. A lot is coming off onto my brush, but I'm not experiencing a bunch of fallout, just to let you know. But I'm placing this, I'm first gonna tap it into the outer V, and then I'm just gonna blend it. I kind of brought it a little bit inward as well through my crease, but I'm mainly focusing it just right on the outer V. Okay, so I kind of want to add a little bit of this mustard tone matte shade in, and this is called Sweet Like Honey. I think I'm just gonna add it to the crease just to add a little bit of that mustard tone because I think mustard on the eyes are so pretty. I'm just taking a little bit, tapping it off, and just sweeping it through. Not being too precise. Ooh, that's pretty. I like what that did. I just want to add that tone a little bit, you know? It doesn't have to be perfect. Yes, I like that. Okay, I think I'm going to cut the crease, as you would say, but not really to create a cut crease, more so to just really define the shade we're gonna put on top of that. So I'm gonna do that really fast, and then I'll be right back with you guys to continue on. Okay, so cut creases happened. Now I'm going to take this grayish, greenish blue shade called Blue Honey, and I'm going, focus please, and I'm going to pat that all over the lid, and then we are gonna go in with some more fun shades. I'm trying to use as many shades in this palette as I possibly can. I hope there's not a lot of fallout since I already have. Ooh, that's pigmented. Okay, well, at least we know it's pigmented. I'm being pretty careful to keep it inside the lines. However, I do have hooded eyes, so, and like by hooded eyes, I mean like double lid eyes, so it will transfer at some point, but you know, what can you do? What I'm gonna do right now is take this brush, take more of Honeymoon, and blend it all together, and then I'll probably end up taking more of this shade right here, which is called Busy Bee, and just like blending all the lines to be really nice. I'm taking this brush that I took Blue Honey on it with no additional product, and I just want to create like an even like transition from the brown shade to the blue shade. So I'm just like kind of pulling it, now that we put more of Honeymoon down, I'm pulling it into Honeymoon to just have like a really smooth transition. Okay, I'm so excited. So I'm now gonna take this shade, which is called Royal Jelly, and I'm just gonna pack this on top of the Blue Honey shade that we just put down. But to avoid fallout, I'm just gonna spritz it from the start. And then I really don't care to be as precise with this shade, so I'm just kind of like taking this brush and blending it through with everything else. So a little bit already transferred up high, if you can see. Again, that is due to my severely hooded eyes. You gotta work with what you got and you can't complain about it, you know? Now I'm just going to jump into our first shade we use. I always forget the name. It is called, oh, Busy Bee. I remember I tried to call it Buzzy Bee. So I'm just going to sweep a little bit more through the transition to make it look clean and smooth and beautiful and blended. But also sometimes those first shades get blended away. So if you want to make sure that they're still there and everything, you know, you gotta do it again. Then I'm gonna take more of this shade, which is called Sweet Like Honey, which is that shade we use to just give everything more of a mustard tone, and I'm just going to blend it out again. Ooh, I love that shade. I'm so excited to create another look with this palette. Like, I'm so excited. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to highlight the brow bone, and I'm gonna start by using this shade. It's not the most highlighty shade. This is called Raw, but I just dug my fingernail into it. But I'm going to use it just to like kind of clean everything up. And then just taking my blending brush again, just doing a quick 1-2 sweep. Moving on to the lower lash line. I want to use this shade on the lower lash line. Normally I don't always put shimmery shades down there unless I'm doing kind of like more of a fun look, which that's what this is. I lost the cap to my spray, not a big deal. So what I'm gonna do is take this brush, pat it into this shade, but then spritz it so it'll last longer, A, and B, so that it will look a little bit more pigmented, a little bit more shiny. Ooh, that's pretty. It's really subtle. And I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but it's pretty. I really like that shade. It's almost like a cool toned rose gold, but it's like 10 times prettier than most rose golds I see. Maybe it's just me, but I'm like way over the rose gold thing. I kind of wanted to put this in my inner corner, but I'm a little nervous for that. Maybe if I just take a little bit, I'm gonna put a little bit up here. Ooh, that's fun. Okay, so I am kind of done with the eyes. I'm gonna put some bronzer on and then I'll be right back. Okay, we have mascara, highlight, everything else on. I'm looking really glazed donut-y, like shiny today. But that's okay. We are going to try these two lip shades. I think I'm first gonna try Heat. It is the more bright orange fiery red. I mean, Heat is a really good name for it. Her velvet formula is increíble. Just wanna put that out there. Ooh, that's pretty. It's like a muted brick red. It's like a more muted version of her 22 matte liquid lipstick, which is one of my favorite colors ever. Okay, so here is a really sloppy swatch, but this shade is stunning. This is, again, the shade Heat, and I love it. I love it. It just doesn't really work with this eye look. So let's try Vibe. Okay, so this is the shade Vibe. It's almost like more matte than most of the velvets, which I love because it's a super comfortable formula, but it's like matte, and I love that. This doesn't necessarily match perfectly with my eye look, but I'm gonna keep it on because it is fairly neutral. What I'm gonna do is swatch the Kylie palette and show you guys the swatches, and then I know this video is probably pretty long, but then I'm gonna tell you my final thoughts, and then I'll let you guys go. And I love you guys for sticking around. Okay guys, so we have all the swatches here. I'm so bad at swatching, I apologize. But this is that lightest shade. It's hard to tell against my skin tone, but it is very pigmented. Like, it went on swatched like a dream. It's just really hard to tell because it's like the same color as my skin tone, just more pink. And then we have all the other shades lined up here. Honestly, they all swatched really great and they all applied to my eyes really great. I'm very, very, very impressed with this palette, and I'm in love with the color scheme. Okay guys, so I only have a few thoughts left on this palette because I feel like I've shared a lot throughout the video. I love, love, love this palette. When I saw her come out with this, when she swatched it or when she posted it on the Instagram, I fell in love. This palette is just like a dream to me. I love the neutrals with the like creating pops of color but keeping them neutral as well. That's what she did. She executed it, and for those saying that she copied the ColourPop Dream Street palette, I see where you're coming from, but this palette literally came out, what, a month ago? and this palette just released not even a week ago, so like it doesn't really add up. You can't create a palette in 1 month. But that being said, I am in love with both of these palettes. They are both fantastic quality. I feel like you can totally have both and you have a ton of options, but you could get away with having one or the other as well. It just depends on your preference. I'm happy I have both. I'm not like, ugh, why did I buy this? It's just like the Kathleen Lights palette. I think it's phenomenal. I think it's amazing. It applied really well to my eyes. I created a stunning eye look with it, and I loved it, loved it, loved it. With the Velvets, they were both crazy opaque, went on like a dream. Her Velvet formula is incredible. You never have to do like a second layer or anything. They're always very opaque and they latch on immediately and they're so long lasting. So there's really not much else to say besides that. So yeah, I think we've talked a lot in this video and I think we should just get on into the outro. I've never led into the outro, that's kind of weird, but let's get on into the outro. Okay guys, thank you for watching today. I hope you have had a great time. I hope you had a great time. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you are new here. So just click that subscribe button, also click that thumbs up button, and I love you for it. But we've talked a lot and I will let you go. Just don't forget to check out my social medias if you'd like to see them. They will be on the screen right here and also listed down below in the description box. I post pretty regularly on those, so if you want to see what I'm up to on a day-to-day basis, hit those up. But I will let you guys go. Have a great morning, noon, evening, day, night, whenever it is that you're watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!